guest number two joining me at this time, representing now Dirty Delusions. Charley Smotherman is joining me right now. What's going on, man?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for being on the show this evening. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So I first heard of the Dirty Delusions through some artists, local musicians in my neck of the woods in Lexington, Kentucky. Um, and I've heard you guys. I haven't seen y'all perform in person, but I've heard of y'all and heard some of the music that y'all do, and there's some incredible stuff that you got there.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we did Lexington a while back. We've done it twice, I guess now. We did it once, I guess actually we've done it twice with a band called Ivy Rye and then another band called Semper Vivi. We've done Linos and then the Green Lantern, I think. We've done that twice now. But yeah, I mean, we've loved it up there.
Those are two of my favorite bands that you mentioned. Ivy Y, shout out to them. Devin, Colin, the crew, Derek Price, Simple Vivi, shout out to them as well. So yeah, that's how I heard it, y'all, because of them two bands in
Oh
particular.
yeah, no.
So
They're awesome.
shout out to them. So how did the Dirty Delusions got together? How did y'all came ended up being the band together?
Yeah, man. So Jake and Aaron, our drummer and frontman, respectively, they've been friends for like 6 or 7 years. They went to audio engineering school down here in Nashville called SAE, and they've been friends for a while, and they've been jamming for a while. And I was in a band for a little while, and then was kind of getting ready to move on, and they put up a Craigslist ad. East Nashville rock band looking for bassists. And I answered that, and that's how it went. They found me on Craigslist.
It's funny that you say Craigslist because that's the second week in a row that a interview guest has brought up Craigslist as far as the band being put together. I kid you not. Um, you know, Craigslist does tend to get a bad rap for obvious reasons, but
Oh, yeah.
but
Well, and,
apparently,
like, when I was doing it, I met some interesting people. Like, I never met any, like, I didn't ever try out for any bands or anything where it was just like, oh, God, I need to get out of here. But, but I did meet some interesting folks.
well, at the end of the day, things worked out for everyone involved, and the Dirty Delusions are at where they are today. So that's pretty cool. Um, so there is a record that y'all put out last year. Um, and I played a song earlier. Let's talk about this record, which is an incredible record, by the way. What was it like recording it and just putting it all together?
Yeah, thank you for the compliment, by the way. But yeah, so Sell Yourself, 6-song EP. I guess there's really a bonus track, so it's kind of 7. But that was our first record where we ever went into the studio because our very first EP was just DIY. We did it in the basement with our own gear. We all have a little bit of engineering knowledge, but for Sell Yourself, we decided to go into a studio. We've got a buddy named Kyle Hirschman who runs a studio down in Franklin, which is just a suburb of Nashville. So he made us feel real welcome. We, got to go into the studio with this giant, 32 channel audio console. Like, I mean, it's one of those things that's like you walk into the studio and you're just like, man, I wish this was my day job. Like, I wish I could be here every day. Like, it was awesome. But yeah, I mean, we'd been working on those songs for, maybe 6 or 7 months. Dark Eyes was the first song I think that we wrote off that EP, and we kind of released that as a single quite a while earlier. But it's just kind of, it's a natural progression of our style. It's a 6-song EP, so we tried to keep it pretty cohesive. Like, we didn't throw any major curveballs. We didn't, like, really experiment a ton, but we did kind of, try to flex our muscles a little bit in the garage rock thing.
Yeah, I heard a couple songs. Definitely like the record. Um, you guys being a rock band at Nashville, Tennessee, which is universally known for country music. And with that being said, um, what has it been like, doing shows at Nashville? When the city is mostly known for being the country music, the mecca of country music. Like, have y'all had any issues trying to book shows here and there because of the country and everything?
Not really. I mean, so there's definitely parts of town and venues where it's pretty clear one way or the other. Like there's some venues where it's going to be country and that's what it's going to be. But there's still plenty of honest like dive bars and good clubs and even some smaller, some pretty good sized clubs that will take anything. Um, so there's still plenty of room to play rock in Nashville. And I mean, Nashville, no matter what genre you are, it's a blessing and a curse because, you can play anywhere. There's tons of venues. There's tons of opportunities to play. But there's also tons of competition. And even if you're a good band, it's, sometimes kind of hard to convince people to come out because it's like, oh, they could be seeing 10 other amazing bands. There's just so many good musicians down here. So I love that we're in Nashville. I mean, it's an amazing city, but it's a blessing and a curse for sure.
I definitely can understand that. Definitely can be an uphill battle trying to get your music out there. But you do have some fans out there that do listen to y'all, that support y'all the whole way. And I feel like Nashville has has been open to more than country music, at least from what people tell me. I've interviewed a variety of Nashville artists throughout the years, and they talked about how good of a city it is, being open. For the most part, it's dominated by country music. Um, but it's open. I feel like it's more open to other genres and different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an open city, and it's kind of cool because, you'll go out to these little dive bars and these little local venues, and, kind of the country that's popular right now is real pop influenced, and so that's what's playing at a lot of the big venues. But if you go out to these small clubs, you'll see some, like, kind of throwback, like real, like, Western-style country, kind of more 60s, 70s, 80s style. So it's cool that there's the different kinds of country existing, too. But, yeah, I mean, it's a city where if you can play an instrument, you can do something.
That is true. That's absolutely true. Now I know a lot of people have stories behind the name of their groups and bands. What made y'all name yourselves the Dirty Delusions? That's what I want to know.
That's actually a good one. So the short answer is we drew it out of a hat. But the longer answer is we were actually kind of struggling to come up with a name because, we wanted something that was at least a little bit like provocative, but also something you could, tell to your family a little bit. But so I think we ended up basically saying we wanted to be the dirty something, and we just didn't know what. And so I think each of us came up with maybe like three options, and then we just all put them in a hat, and we drew out, and it was the Dirty Delusions. I think the Dirty Delusions was mine, but I don't honestly even remember at this point.
I mean, at this point, you might as well say, "Hey, that's just me the whole way. That's just me." If no one else
Yeah, just own it. Just own it. Yeah, this was me, guys. Check it out.
so if nobody claimed it, then you might as well. Um, and have y'all gotten any reactions as far as the name of the band, like from people doing shows or for people that's hear your music online? Like, have y'all gotten any reactions based on that name alone?
Honestly, most of the time it's either nothing or, oh, that's pretty cool. We've never gotten any people like, at least not that I know of, anybody being like, oh, that's kind of weird, or what were you thinking? Like, we've never really gotten that.
Well, it must be the music then. That's
Yeah, man.
say, you know what? We'll put that name to the side. It's Dirty Delusions. I think we can rock with that.
Yeah, no, it's workable.
So it is indeed. So what do y'all have in store in the coming months as far as upcoming shows, performances that your fans out there need to keep an eye on?
For sure. So we're playing Murfreesboro, which is a Nashville suburb, on April 20th at the Borough Fondo Festival. And then we're playing Nashville again April 26th at the Back Corner. But since you asked what's in store, I figure I'll also take the chance to say we've just been going into the studio for our first full length. So we're really looking forward to that. Being a full length, it'll give us a chance to really flex our muscles a little bit, 10, 11, somewhere in there, 10, 11 songs. So we'll get to really show what we can do. And I mean, we're still in the tracking process, but it's already sounding awesome. So we're looking forward to that.
I love when I get the scoop on this show, or people giving me the scoop. So you just heard
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's not public knowledge. There you go.
So you heard it here. Dirty Delusions in the works of their debut full-length album. And while you all wait for that, y'all can go listen to the EP Sell Yourself, digital music platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, etc. Go give it a listen, y'all. Support these incredible fellas. And with that being said, where other areas that people can hear your music? Y'all got CD copies as well, or is it just digital right now?
So we actually Sell Yourself. You can get vinyl. We've got that on vinyl. If you go to our Bandcamp, which I don't know the exact address, but I mean, if you search the Dirty Delusions on Bandcamp, we're the first one to come up. So you can always get our vinyl through there and T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. Our very first EP is just digital only right now, but the expectation too is for this next EP, I'm sure it'll be vinyl. There will probably be some other options too, or for this next full length. But yeah, Bandcamp is the way to get our merch right now, or obviously if you can catch us at a show. So, and we're always booking those.
And you can catch the Dirty Delusions on Facebook, on Twitter. Well, I don't think you're on Twitter, and on Instagram. At least Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram. Look up the Dirty Delusions, and give these fellas a follow. Charley, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. Continued success. And hopefully I'll catch y'all at a future show here in Lexington.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kenny. Thanks for having me on, man.
You have a good night, man.
Yep, you too, bud.
Bye-bye.